This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Tonight, a woman is alive thanks to an unexpected organ donor match. Good evening to you. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. The news came while the family was mourning the overdose death of a different relative. Turns out he's now the one saving her life.
It's something that may be more common than you might think. Megan Sanctorum has their story.
It's been a long few months for Cindy Fugate, as her sister has been on the waiting list for a liver transplant.
It was just a pray, a wait and see, and keep going, and no donor yet, no donor yet.
But this weekend, they got one. Turns out it was a member of their family. Fugate tells us her niece and nephew's father, Doug Manning, died after overdosing on Saturday. In the midst of mourning his death, they learned he was a donor and a near-perfect match. She says they were shocked to learn the news, but according to the Indiana Donor Network, they've actually seen an increase in organ donation since 2008 due to the opioid epidemic.
And I think that's the hardest part of this whole thing, is to know that my sister did live, and she will live a long, full, healthy life. But my niece and nephew lost their father.
Certainly we are very saddened for these families and these tragedies associated with the overdoses and opioid epidemic, but something truly amazing that can come out of that and truly healing that can come out of that is the organ donation process.
It's something that's helping this family cope with the sudden loss of Doug. Now she's sharing their story, hoping to inspire others to register.
Our sister's only living because of what he put on that driver's license. When he checked that box, he saved her life.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
According to the Indiana Donor Network, there are 112,000 people nationwide and 1,300 here in Indiana who are waiting on an organ donation. We'll have more information about becoming a donor on our website.
Temperatures made it into the 50s today. That's progress. It won't be that warm for quite a while here as we go into the weekend. Off to the north, there are areas of snow, the dividing line between the much colder air that arrives tomorrow and the relatively mild conditions we have now. There are some light rain showers in portions of central Indiana. This is a little more moderate rain, nothing heavy, but certainly steady rain. Sullivan, southeast toward Shoals, and eventually rolling into Bedford, Olytic, and up to Bloomington. All of this drifting to the north and east, increasing our rain shower chances for all of central Indiana. The key tonight, temperatures stay out of the south until the early overnight. It will flip after that and start bringing colder air into the state, and that sets up our falling temperatures during the day tomorrow. 47 in Peru, 50 in Indianapolis, 47 in Bloomington through the day tomorrow. A rain-snow mix possible in the morning. Temperatures really don't warm up. They will fall as we get to the afternoon into the evening. Question is, will the cold air catch the moisture in the morning? Right now, light rain showers, Terre Haute to Bloomington to Richmond, predicted at 7 a.m. Colder air will catch some of the northern edge here, mix it with some snow. This drops to the south and east, and you see the sharp clearing line, which will set up our clear and colder Thursday night.
A Johnson County family is heartbroken and looking for answers. Their beloved dog got loose and was found by strangers who took the pet to the local shelter. But somehow those strangers ended up taking the dog home from the shelter. This despite the fact that Hadley is microchipped. Well, Hadley's owner, April Isham, he says the Johnson County Animal Shelter scanned the pet for a chip on Saturday when she was brought in. The shelter called April, but she missed the call. She says she called back, and when no one answered, she drove to the shelter only to learn the finders left with Hadley and had April's contact information. Well, April hasn't heard from them so far.
I'm angry and I'm hurt because I would never, ever do this to somebody. And I don't see why somebody would want to do that to me and my family and my dog.
The Johnson County attorney says the animal shelter does not require anyone who finds a stray animal to leave it at the shelter when the finder takes responsibility for contacting the owner. She says this policy is consistent with other area shelters and have not encountered issues with this policy before.
If you are enjoying the free rides on the new Indigo Red Line, you can keep enjoying them a little bit longer. Indigo has extended the free fare period again, meaning you can ride for free through November. Fare collection was supposed to start Monday. Indigo management says the extension is once again due to the MyKey ticketing system. They say they still need to work out a few kinks. Transit officials say they are testing a temporary system able to collect fares starting December 1st. History is made as City Council welcomes 3 new members who consider themselves a part of the LGBTQ community. Zach Adamson broke barriers previously by running and winning. These council members say that gave them the courage to strive for change while being open about their sexuality. Council members-elect Keith Potts has met his share of adversity on the road to office. Earlier this year, he was followed and called an anti-gay slur, making this victory so much sweeter.
I'm very proud to be a member of the largest class of LGBTQ counselors. This is an historic moment for the city, as 4 members of the city council are LGBTQ, and it does demonstrate how Indianapolis is such a welcoming city.
Collectively, the new elects tell us diversity matters when it comes to change, and they all can't wait to get to work advocating for improvements in their districts.
Thousands of kids in Marion County are counting on you to be their voice. Tonight, the group Child Advocates is putting out an urgent call for volunteers. They're holding information sessions over the next few days, and the need is growing. Last year, nearly 8,000 children in Marion County were victims of abuse and neglect. Each of those kids are supposed to be assigned a court-appointed special advocate, but the pool of advocates is woefully low, and hundreds of kids are now in limbo.
Statistics show that kids that have a volunteer are actually do better in school. They have a better chance of not returning to the system, and they end up doing better in life in general.
Volunteers receive special training to prepare them for their important role. They visit the child each month, then provide the court with carefully researched factual information to help the judge make an informed decision about the child's future. Volunteers must be at least 21. There are 2 more volunteer information sessions this month, Saturday morning from 9:30 to 10:30 and Thursday the 14th from 6 to 7 p.m. The sessions take place at Child Advocates. That's at 8200 Haverstick Road, Suite 150.
The very best in law enforcement received awards of honor today. Metro Police held their annual year-end honors program at the downtown library. The program recognized dozens of officers, including Officer Eric Rosenbaum. He received a Purple Heart and a Medal of Valor after being shot and attacked while on duty this past May. The officer is recovering from his injuries and plans to return to work.
It's who I am. I am a protector, and I'm not that stereotypical, a personality officer, but I truly want to help people. Not just I want to make the community better, but it is truly like I want to make the community better because I know there are bad people out there, and I'm willing to do that, to go into harm's way.
The 2-hour event honored dozens of other officers for their contributions in 2018 and 2019. RTV6 is a proud media sponsor of this event. Our Rafael Sanchez served as co-MC of the program.
Coming up here on RTV6, an unbelievable sight in Wisconsin. Look at that. What crews are doing to prevent a home from collapsing into Lake Michigan.
And next, how you can take advantage of a city effort to bring services, resources, and information to you.
Proceeds that night will be donated to our toy drive.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
So right now there are a lot of young people in our community with big dreams and ambitions, but sometimes it's hard to connect those dreams with reality. Tomorrow, a perfect chance to start bringing it all together. The Office of Public Health and Safety, OPHS, is hosting a resource fair from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Indianapolis Public Library Eagle Branch. And joining me now is Casby Williams from OPHS, Peacemaker, and Kia Wright from Voices, one of the partners of the fair. Good to have you both with us tonight.
Thank you.
Kia, let me start with you and talk about what can people expect to see at this fair?
So it's really connecting the students for resources. This is for students that are disengaged from a traditional school system, and so it's bringing together lots of providers, mentor agencies, and employment opportunities for them all in one spot.
So they can all just look around, ask the questions they might have, and be engaged.
Absolutely. It's like a speed dating for resources for our young people.
So I'm sure you're encouraging the young people to really take advantage of that and really speak up and really ask the things they want to know.
Absolutely. So they can get resources on mentoring. They can help out with jobs and resume building and things like that.
Casby, what is a peacemaker, and what does it take to be a peacemaker?
A peacemaker is basically a community resource coordinator. So we work with families, young people in the streets that are looking for ways to get off the street and to better their lives.
And so that comes with training. That's not something that just comes to you naturally, correct?
It does require a little training, but most of it is really people skills, being able just to connect with people on the street, make them feel comfortable when you meet with them.
And what role does that play at this kind of fair?
So my particular role is working with the youth in the city. So I work with a lot of young people in the city who have maybe been kicked out of school, who continue to get in trouble, and so we continue to see where young people are not engaged in like the traditional school setting, from waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning and been in a building for 5 to 8 hours a day. And so we came up with an idea like that, inviting them, letting them know there are other resources, training facilities that they can get a high school diploma, get a training certificate, and still be able to work a part-time job at the same time.
Kia, tell us a little bit about the partnerships that are out there. It really takes a village to make this happen.
It absolutely does. I think the city has been very intentional in bringing those grassroots organizations together. Our agency provides services to day reporting for juvenile probation, so we get young people Monday through Friday. There's tons of mentoring agencies, there's tons of counseling agencies, all coming together for the benefit of the kids.
And if someone's watching this and may own a business, can they become a part of this somehow?
Absolutely. It's, partnership, like you said, is really going to take a village to get these kids back on track. And so just reaching out to the peacekeepers and the city and things like that, just trying to be, a part of it.
Let's keep that information on the screen, tell you where this is going to be and when. This is next Thursday, November 7th. Excuse me, that's tomorrow, November 7th, at the Office of Public Health and Safety. And this is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Indianapolis Public Library Eagle Branch.
Yes, sir.
You want everybody, as many people as possible, to get out there and take advantage.
We will have free food.
That helps.
So we will have lunch, and we also have like a continental breakfast as well. So one of the things that you would see about this is that some of our trade partners like Job Corps, Second Helpings, Voices, they're going to have their youth participate and head off some of the activities, so other young people will see what is involved in that as well.
Good to hear that this is coming together. Go take advantage of it. So that's coming up tomorrow. I want to thank Casby and Kia for being with us tonight about this. All right. Still ahead here on RTV6. If you're looking to get in the Christmas spirit before Thanksgiving, an annual holiday event is underway this week. Kevin?
And I'll take you on another radar tour, but first let's watch the temperatures drop overnight through tomorrow into Friday. We'll be back with tumbling temps after this.
Fitting at the Good Feet store.
It was once a cute 3-bedroom house right on the edge of Lake Michigan in Wisconsin, but now it's literally falling into the water, and that's why demolition crews were out today bringing down what is left of it. The owners vacated the house last year after the porch started to crumble. They ended up letting the house go into foreclosure after finding out it was going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix up. Since then, little by little, more of the house has fallen into the lake. Now it hangs 50 feet over the water.
Ah, terrible.
Well, the latest on the impeachment inquiry on Capitol Hill, they have officially announced open-door hearings will get underway next week.
Many of the same key players who participated in closed-door depositions are expected to be the first the public will hear from. More now from ABC's Serena Marshall.
It's official. The impeachment inquiry has entered the next phase.
We will begin our open hearings in the impeachment inquiry next week.
House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff kicking them off Wednesday with career department official George Kent and the top Ukraine diplomat William Taylor. He's the one who texted, "I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign." Friday, lawmakers will hear from former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, who had told them behind closed doors about a shadow campaign to oust her, led by President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, describing how she was told Giuliani and his associates had plans and they were going to, do things, including to me. All three have already testified behind closed doors, but Schiff says...
So those open hearings will be an opportunity for the American people to evaluate the witnesses for themselves, to make their own determinations about the credibility of the witnesses.
Republicans have argued those transcripts don't show anything new and aren't troubling.
I keep telling you all that those facts will not change, have not changed, despite what some people may say.
Even as Taylor's closed-door testimony transcript made public today outlined he was of the understanding security assistance money would not come until the president of Ukraine committed to pursue the investigation. Closed-door depositions have continued on Capitol Hill this week, even as the administration have ordered officials to not comply with congressional subpoenas. But the White House now adding a communications team to respond to the impeachment inquiry. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Time now for your Storm Team 6 forecast, and we're expecting some of the coldest air of the season so far.
A cold blast coming through.
So what'll be interesting is that we keep redefining, right, coldest air of the season.
Right, we really do.
As we tiptoe in, but this is cold for any time of the year, even in January. I mean,
downright, I think is what we call it. Downright.
16 is 16, whether it's occurring here in November or in January. 12 will be the temperature overnight. This is just after midnight tonight up in the North Dakota area. I just want to show you as I roll this through tomorrow, all the way into Friday morning, how that cold air settles all the way to the deep south, below freezing in Memphis Friday morning. Nationally, we'll see some rain, may mix in some snow on the north side of the departing area of rain. They'll have snow New York City, Washington, on up to Boston tomorrow evening as that cold air takes hold and pushes to the south and east. Let's bring it back home. Northern half of the state dry. The clouds are starting to increase. We go to the south from Sullivan to Bloomfield and Linton. This area of rain continues to expand. I think the biggest impact along and south of Interstate 70 here this evening. But in general, rain showers likely tonight, southern half of the state. 50 degrees, temperatures change very little, and it's likely to stay steady here the next several hours. Once the wind shifts later tonight, that'll drive the temperature down, and we may allow some of the colder air to catch remaining moisture and mix in snow showers tomorrow. South wind at 11 o'clock tonight flips overnight. You'll wake up to a much colder north wind. That means high temperatures occur tomorrow morning. Cold air will continue to filter in through the day, and you see the arc in the temperatures will be in the 20s as we get to tomorrow evening. 7 o'clock in the morning, rain showers from I-70 south. Colder air may mix in some snow showers on the very northern edge of this through mid-morning. Early afternoon, still a wintry mix potentially. That pulls to the south and east and will start to clear off in the evening hours. Friday, a dry day, cold day. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Friday night football dry, but temperatures fall into the 20s during the game. At least the wind will be light for Friday night football. Windy on Saturday, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. We bounce back to 44, 51 on Sunday. Brief visit to the 50s. Falling temperatures all day on Veterans Day. Some snow showers possible. 17 Tuesday morning, 16 on Wednesday morning. Dry and cold Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
I hope you heard that and are getting ready.
Pull out those jackets. We'll be right back.
The comfort of Tempur-Pedic at Mattress Firm.
A new study shows people who smoke tobacco may be at a higher risk of developing depression and schizophrenia. A team of British researchers says their findings are part of a growing evidence that smoking can negatively impact mental health. The researchers use genetic data to examine cause and effect relationships with smoking. The team recommends that psychiatric hospitals be made smoke-free to avoid detrimental effects on mental health. Demand is surging for hard seltzer drinks, and Bud Light is hoping to capitalize off that growth.
Its own version will debut next year. The alcoholic drink is made from cane sugar and natural fruit flavor. One can has 100 calories, 2 grams of carbs, and 5% alcohol by volume. It will be available in 5 flavors, including black cherry, lemon, lime, strawberry, and mango. Drinks will be sold in individual cans and in 12 packs in variety or single flavors. A college student who was bringing donuts to hungry masses can keep sharing the joy. Jason Gonzalez started delivering Krispy Kreme donuts to people in Minnesota after the last store there closed. He coaches in Iowa and fills his car with boxes of the sweet treats to resell back home. It's a 250-mile drive. Well, when Krispy Kreme got wind of the enterprise, they shut it down. But now, after an outpouring of support from Jason's hungry fans, the company is on board. They are working out a deal to make the enterprising college student an independent contractor. His goal is to graduate from college debt-free.
Might happen.
One way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking to get started on your holiday shopping, the State Fairgrounds has a one-stop shop.
Going to see clothing, Christmas decorations, jewelry, and some of the best candy in the world.
The doors are now open at the Christmas Gift and Hobby Show. It's a 5-day event taking place at the West Pavilion. This year, there are more than 350 exhibitors. You can find everything from clothes to toys, even chocolate and wine. We talked to one vendor who has been taking part in the event for more than 20 years. He says events like this help set the stage for a festive November and December.
In Indiana, this is the kickoff to the holiday season. It leads into the tree lighting downtown. This is where it begins.
The event runs until Sunday. Hours vary each day. Doors are open tonight until 8 o'clock. You got about a little bit more than a half hour there.
Run on over and get some shopping done.
A lot to look at there. A few showers to look at on radar. They're headed toward Bloomington, Terre Haute, Seymour, and Columbus. Showers with us in the morning may mix with some snow showers.
All right. Thanks for joining us here on RTV6 News at 7.
We'll be back here at 11.